today, especially after the explosion of smartphone, mobile internet, and M2M, have become arguably the largest big data factory in the world today. Right? The data has significant inherent value, but to consume that value, okay, you need to consume that sometimes in real time, sometimes in non-real time, sometimes in a near real time. And that's where the data needs to be transformed into a smart data. What we call smart data is transforming the raw data into KPIs, insights, recommendation, action. It's a different level of smartness that you bring in, right, for a faster decisioning. At Flytx, if you see our platform, our technology, our decision scientists and data scientists are completely focused towards consuming this data and taking decision faster, taking the same decisions more efficiently, and do it with lesser risk to operate. CSP actually are at the cusp of it. They have an unbelievable opportunity to utilize this data more efficiently and generate economic value out of it. They can generate up to 10% we believe that they can generate up to 10% economic value out of the data available with them. From a use cases point of view, if you look at it, they have significant use cases for internal monetization as well as external monetization. On the internal monetization, they can use this data, apply right amount of analytics, and use it for revenue enhancement, customer retention, service personalization, for enhancing their margin, to improving, optimizing their sales and distribution, optimize their network or QoS, right, or their customer care. From an external monetization point of view, there is an opportunity of creating a lot of adjunct services through which will become a new revenue stream for them, right? By doing the inside monetization through mobile advertising, through survey, for consumer surveys, through aggregated consumer insights which are required for brand and advertisers, as well as through location-based services and plenty of other options that are available for external monetization with the operators. This total, if you look at this all application put together, they have at least an opportunity to generate 10% or more value out of it. One of the biggest challenge that I feel is it's the decision of big data in opcos even today are technology driven. The focus is more on the 3 V's of volume, velocity and variety. Okay, and some places even veracity, but not on the 5th V. They have too many options in terms of which data to consume, which data not to consume, which data has what value associated with that, with them, which vendor to choose from, which technology to choose from, which tools to choose from. We believe one way they can solve that problem or make it easier for them to decide or derive value is looking for a vendor who is focused on end-to-end delivery and who is focused on the 5th V of value. Somebody who is coming out and saying, I'm going to deliver this value and that's what I'm charging you for, not this particular technology or this particular tools. Data without analytics, okay, is useless, right? So and the value generated out of data is directly proportional to the quality of analytics and the depth of analytics that you can do on particular data. Right? At the same time, that there are form of data and type of data. That is key. So a tool which is capable of doing structured, unstructured, semi-structured data analytics. Okay, a tool which is capable of doing analytics on product data, consumer data, program data, right, partner data, network data, location data. So that is one key aspect. Last but not the least is if you do all this analytics in silos, And when you transfer the insights from one tool to another or one platform to another, you lose lot of information, okay, in translation as well as transition. Okay. Where the key is to have a one multi-dimensional integrated analytics capable to or technology, which allows you to run all form of analytics on all form of data from a single point. Now, for example, ability to do descriptive, prescriptive, predictive, exploratory analytics, heuristic analytics, behavioral analytics, from the same point on all form of data. Now, just to give you a quick example, imagine you have a predictive churn prediction score per subscriber. Now you take that score, you do an exploratory analytics and identify the most probable opportunity segment or most valuable segment within that. Once you identify that, let's say you ask for a prescription to the same tool and say which is the best offer that I can send to this consumer to retain. Once you do that, imagine your actions will have some reaction and you need to be able to track, measure and monitor that right through your descriptive analytics. And ability to do all this from a single tool to us is the key. We believe that's the best way the operator can monetize their data in a more faster, efficient and easy manner. Typical ROI actually varies by scale, size and the use cases that you actually deploy. Okay. What we have seen, so we have multiple use cases starting for internal monetization to external monetization, from revenue to customer experience to insight monetization to sales and distribution to network, right? But what we have seen so far, where few of our applications are deployed for a single one of our customer, we see between 2 to 7% incremental value that we are generating for telecom operators. We believe that the opportunity is anywhere upwards of 10%. Okay, so basically and the way we charge our customer is, our base philosophy is we would deliver at least 10x of the value to you. To put it in absolute number terms, our typical ROI is around 3 months or lesser. Okay, depends on the application and size of the operator and the challenges they are facing in the market.